That is how dark it is in this room. Hey, I'm Brian Miller, magician and motivational speaker, and welcome to Brian Miller Magic on YouTube. On this channel, we do inspiration, tips, and tutorials for creative people like you and me. And in this video, we're talking about the lighting setup that's lighting me right now. At the beginning of this year, 2018, I started using a completely brand new lighting setup for my studio shots like this. I'm also using two different angles for doing those studio shots. This is one of them that you guys said you liked a lot with the computer and the speakers behind me. I'm not even sure if I'm actually centered today. This was kind of a quick thing. And the other ones, I totally took down the doors in the closet. Actually, here. Right over there, I took down the doors in the closet completely. I've got a nice background over there, which you guys have seen in a couple of different videos that I've done where I'm sitting at my desk and I've got that behind me, get some nice background blur with some books, and it looks cool over there. So it's not just the lighting itself, it's also the situation that I'm in, but until 2018, I spent an entire year using a very, very, very cheap makeshift lighting setup using this rig. I did not plan on being able to grab that. It just worked out properly. It was sitting right there. I was using this with these Philips, daylight balanced LED bulbs. I think they're 1,500 lumens each, and I put that in a video at the beginning of this year with 5 inexpensive products that I used to improve my videos in 2017, I think was what that video was. But I've got any questions about the lighting setup that I've been using, because I think everybody noticed, hey, the lighting looks better, a little bit more professional. What are you using? So I wanted to take you through that as best as I can. First, I'll show it to you from my point of view, and then I'll show you up close what each light actually is. All right, so the first thing I've got here is a Neewer 216 light with an umbrella in front of it on a microphone stand that's been modified. That is my key light, this giant thing right here. Then over here, I've got a Neewer 160 on a microphone stand as my fill light, and right here behind me, that is the Aputure AL-M9, whatever this thing is everybody uses. I'm using the Aputure light back there as my kicker light, my hair light or whatever, just to separate me a little bit. I am using now a 3-point studio lighting setup with the big, soft key light, the fill light over here from the other side, and the kicker light or hair light behind me. So let me show you in more depth what each of these things are right now.
The Neewer 216 features a highly adjustable output. It can be powered via battery with a power indicator or a wall adapter. Neither the battery or wall adapter are included. It does, however, come with a plastic swivel mount for a quarter 20 thread. This is the Neewer 160, also featuring an adjustable output. It can only be powered via battery and features a power indicator, but again, the battery is not included. This is the Aputure AL-M9. It is a tiny, pocket-sized, portable, powerful, dimmable light that is charged via micro USB. It comes with a standard quarter 20 mount, carrying case, and 2 filters, amber and blue.
Let me do the lights one at a time. I'm gonna turn them all off. I'll turn them on one at a time and you can see what it looks like. That'll be the end of this video. Here we go. All right, this isn't very exciting, but this is what it looks like when all the lights are completely off. That is how dark it is in this room. So, as you can see, that is just the key light. That's the Neewer 216 with the umbrella on the mic stand. We'll link to everything below, but I think that entire setup is well under $100 for that entire setup. So if you just wanted one light to really do the trick, this is fantastic. I mean, that you could totally do a good looking, professional kind of looking YouTube video in a room with that alone. So I definitely recommend that if you're just gonna get one. I mean, this is awesome. Now let me turn on the fill. Okay, now the fill's on. It's barely on. I barely turned it on, which means all it's doing is giving a little bit on this side. This side of my face was in shadows. Here, watch again. This is it off. Notice the shadows on this side of the face, pretty dark, right? Real contrast from one side to the other, and this is with it on, right? It's just filling in. Now, if I wanted to crank this up and get an even lighting, it would look like this. Now, see how that's not that interesting? It's kind of even lighting from both sides. It's very bright, and it is just, now it looks like there's lights on me, as opposed to, this looks like I'm properly lit, but it's not, you're not noticing the lights right now. Whereas when that was cranked up, you notice the lights. And then, as I showed you earlier, the hair light is illuminating a bit of my hair, my head, kind of my shoulders, kind of in a little halo around me, just to separate me from a dark background. You certainly do not need all three. You could absolutely just use the 216 with the umbrella and you know, some of the, so I'll put all the components in the description of this video for all three lights and all the different things, the stands, everything will be in the links in the description. I highly recommend all three of these for all different purposes. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. Just kicked my microphone. Well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks always for your interest in my work. This is kind of just a silly update video for me, but it's something a lot of you guys have asked me about, so happy to deliver, happy to let you know. My name is Brian Miller. I'm a magician and motivational speaker. If you're new to the channel, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and always remember that our world is a shared experience. Thanks very much. Have a great day.